I'm actually curious about something. While we're still talking a little bit about Twitter and YouTube, do you
Mhm.
guys bring YouTube content or even your stream content onto Twitter?
That's something that I've done a little bit, but I need to do better at is grabbing those like little. I think I'm gonna start
Yes.
having my editor or have another dedicated person. I've actually talked to somebody who does a lot of. You've probably seen them from like Diction and Cream and things like that. Stuff that posts on Instagram, and also I think they use them for Twitter too, where he just cuts together like little highlights and stuff, and then puts like, "Hey, this is where you can find him live," kind of thing. So the
That's
content comes
going in a
first, and then it's
note.
like if you interest that, or if you're interested in that. So having a guy for that, I think, is going to be something that I'm do moving forward, partially with me doing it myself. But again, because it does take time, even something small like
Yeah.
that, going through and cutting it together and making it look nice with whatever, that takes extra time. But yeah, I think there's a lot of value there too, because ideally you want someone to get involved with you as the person, get it, invested in the personality, the ability to entertain, and that should span across all sorts of platforms. At least that's what you want. You want everything to kind of cross pollinate. So if something doesn't work coming from another platform, it might work somewhere else. Perfect example is like,
Ah,
it maybe if Lance started on YouTube doing these skits and stuff, probably wouldn't get as much traction because it's super saturated. It's hard to share.
the sharing
Because
is a big one on that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's another step involved in sharing rather than just like, hey, this video is embedded right onto YouTube. It's super easy to retweet rather than being like, hey, check out this funny YouTube video. Like maybe
Yeah.
some people would share it, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would grow and emerge as much as it did for him. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I think that's something I'm going to focus more on going forward for
Yeah.
like using YouTube stuff or even Twitch stuff.
And it's really interesting that you made the comment about the Instagram thing too, because uh that's something I was gonna ask Lance is are you on Instagram? Do you put these videos on Instagram?
No, and
Do it.
so no. The reason why is because Instagram has a 1 minute limit, and then it breaks it up into like multiple different parts.
Then don't do it,
Uh,
Lance.
And so what it'll end up doing is it makes me have to, because I tried a few of them, and what it ended up doing is like it'll cut it in the middle of like a punchline or a joke, and then the joke
Ugh.
is broken up and it's awful. So you
Right.
have to swipe over to get to the next part of the video. And
Mm.
it's my Instagram is just strictly me doing nothing. Like it's like me just like pictures of like me at home, or like me just doing like videos with my dogs or something. It's just something a little bit more personal, I think, for me.
Right.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that was the big reason. I tried a few of them on Instagram, and it just didn't
Damn.
really do anything. And so I was like, whatever. It's not a big
So
deal. So
well, with how well your videos do on Twitter, have you thought about actually dedicating time to create Instagram curated videos that are
Yeah, that
shorter?
minute and under stuff.
no. And the reason why is because one of the reasons why the videos do so well is like now it's gotten to a point where like I've gotten a little bit larger of a following on Twitter. But one of the reasons why the videos started to do well is like Max said, was the like ease of sharing, I guess. Like retweeting, liking, whatever, and like it'll show you your top tweets. You guys know, like you won't even be following the person, but it'll show
Mhm.
you like something that somebody liked, and that's
Driving me
how
mad.
like my videos spread.
That's driving a lot of
Yeah.
people crazy. That's great for you.
Yeah.
It's driving-
It is. No,
It
I,
works.
yes, I am a product of a broken algorithm on Twitter, and I'll be the first to tell you that, because people won't be following me, but they've seen like a bunch of my videos, and it's because
Yeah.
there's somebody liking my tweets. And you got to think about how large the Twitch base is on Twitter. In my personal opinion, other than like YouTube, as far as like just a social networking site, I feel like Twitter is probably the largest like site. It's the first site that like a lot of streamers or like Twitch viewers or whatever go to keep up with
Mhm.
creators.
Right.
A
Yeah.
lot of my video content being based around Twitch, it's obviously helped, because there's been times where like I'll post a video. If somebody were to search Twitch on Twitter, because I've tested it like just on a dead account, right? If somebody were to search Twitch on Twitter, my video would be the first one that pops up, because it has like Twitch. It'll be about Twitch or like streaming or something. And that's just like the way, I guess, that that broken algorithm has helped me. But it doesn't work like that on Instagram, obviously. A little bit more difficult, I think, to grow on Instagram, but I don't know, because I don't have a lot of experience with it. I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
I'm,
That's
I'm
something I'm
not
trying
like
to navigate
super into
too.
that. That's still like foreign
Uh-huh.
territory for me. So I can't really
Yeah,
help with the Instagram videos.
I feel like Instagram's a growing platform, and it's something I've been trying to do more and more with. And I'm starting to see some streamers post like clips and stuff to Instagram, and it's something that I've been considering trying. So I'd be curious to see like, you know, if you test it out at some point, see how it does. I mean, it's definitely worth trying at least, right? Like considering the traction you've gotten with the style of your video. I mean, it's a perfect like style to put up on Instagram. Like those short little videos.
The style is, but that whole thing of the limiting it to a minute, like a lot of the glory of the content that you've actually been producing is how it plays out with its pacing over its time frame.
There's a build up, and then it's usually like
it's a
slow
Greek
build up,
tragedy.
yeah, it's really what it. And I've done some minute-long videos, and I can do them. It's just a different style. It's a different pacing.
Yeah.
And you obviously like. I don't want to say like it like messes with the video, but it definitely messes with like you go from like doing like in stand-up comedy terms, right? Like you go from doing like an hour-long special to like a 10-minute set. You have very different jokes that you tell. You go from telling a story to telling like one like quick hit punchline joke.
Right.
And I think it's just a different method, I think. And it's something that like I might play around with. But again, I'm just so lazy.